On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we're on location at Amity Harbor Marine in Amityville. They specialize in Sea Fox and Chaparral boats. They are now taking orders for 2022. Come see John and the crew. Now for the fishing forecast, we have our correspondents reporting in from around the island. Senior editor Fred Galafaro has the surf report and an update on the Montauk Rocks project. And if you want to try out the freshwater scene without a permit, we will tell you how, all here on this week's weekly video fishing forecast.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
This weekend, Bergen Bay Docks are holding their shark tournament, raising money for the Skip Foundation. The captain's meeting is tomorrow, Friday. For all the details, visit bergenbaydocks.com. Now let's check in with News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Owen for the weekend outlook. Rich?
All right, thanks, Matt. Hey, anglers, let's check that weekend forecast. Final weekend of June coming up. You can always, of course, check your favorite apps, any kind of websites you got, any kind of weather tools for local up-to-the-date information going into the weekend. This is a general overview, general heads-up on the upcoming weather coming up for the weekend. All right, we'll start things out. Water temps coming up. We got some mid to upper 60s now, a little warm weather this week. Funny-looking wave forecast for the weekend. Now, the sound should be fine. It's a south breeze. The ocean, we start out Saturday, got a little 2 to 4. And then it kind of builds to a 4 to 8. There's going to be a persistent fetch from the south and southeast and a building ocean as we go throughout Saturday night and into Sunday. So if I had to pick safety, I think Saturday is going to be the better ocean day. Sunday a little dicey. We'll see if things change a bit. The forecast, of course, could alter a little bit over the weekend, so check your favorite stuff there. Futurecast, again, this is the latest model on Saturday. It's a south 5 to 10, 5 to 15. Not much rain, maybe a shower or two, but nothing big. And then Sunday we start to go about 5 to 15, maybe gust up to 20 in the afternoon. That's why the ocean could build a little bit. Here's high tides, North Shore for the midday, South Shore around 9 a.m. High temps, 70s, 80s, both Saturday and Sunday, kind of a humid feel. Check the Guru quickly and see what the models are saying. And, there's your Saturday. Again, doesn't look bad. South breeze, manageable. Maybe a little chop, a little swell right there perhaps. And there's Sunday. I don't like Sunday as much. South, southeast, we start to get some 20s by mid-afternoon. So maybe you can sneak out Sunday morning early. But it does look like Saturday is going to be the pick of the weekend. But anyway you slice it, enjoy it, catch them up. Have a great weekend. Matt, back to you.
Now let's check in with Fisherman's senior editor Fred Galafaro with the surf report and the latest on the Montauk project. Fred?
Hey, thanks, Matt. And before I get into reports, I just got word that demo has been closed due to plover hatching. So factor that into your plans the next few days. Bluefish still bouncing around most of the South Shore inlets and on the north side of Montauk, but they do seem to be running smaller in size, and the action's been a little more sporadic than it's been the last few weeks in most places. Best bet now, if you're looking for decent bass, have been fishing to the 20s in the inlets, more specifically those to the east, Fire Island being one, but that may be out of play for the most part. The breach over at Finn's, both sides of Moriches, the Cupsog side to the east, and Smith Point to the west, which has to be accessed via Burma Road. Shinnecock East has produced some fish, actually up to 30 pounds over the past week, and they have expanded access. They've opened four-wheel drive access to the, or halfway up the jetty now, so that's better than not having any 4x4 access. Also, the North Fork the last few nights has produced some fish into the 20-pound class. Got the downside of the moon the next few nights, and also some clouds in the forecast, which is a good combination. So let's see what happens this weekend. Hopefully some decent fish come out to play. Speaking of impressive fish, there were a few in the Surf Rats Ball Surf Tournament that runs until July 7th. Leading the way is John Hanachek from Connecticut with a 45-pounder. Mike Kay holds down second with a 44. He pulled that fish from the Montauk South Side. He worked hard for that fish too. He spent 5 nights, got that one fish and another fish about 25 pounds for 5 hard nights of fishing. So credit to him. Third place is being held down by Jay with a 42-pounder. And mark your calendar for the 16th annual Surf Rats Ball Shindig. That's scheduled for July 24th at Captree Bait and Tackle, and it's a great event that benefits kids. Kids need more. There's a great raffle with lots of surf-related prizes, super barbecue, a lot of good food there. You don't want to miss that, and we'll have more details as the date gets closer. But as I said, put that one down on your calendar. Last but not least, Matt and I headed out to Montauk to check out the progress of the Montauk Lighthouse Revetment Project on Tuesday. Work was fully underway. They were relocating nearly 25,000 tons of existing stone, and that's going to be supplemented with 38,000 tons of new stone. The project's expected to take 2 years. And once it's complete, it's going to feature a flat lower level for fishing that's going to be 10 feet above seawater. 15 feet above that will be another level for tourists to be able to access around the lighthouse. We've been told access to Turtle Cove will be maintained during construction. One drawback we did notice was basically a river of dirty water that was running from the light all the way down along the north side. That was on the incoming tide. Not yet sure how it's going to affect the outgoing. Matt, back to you.
This upcoming weekend, Saturday, June 26th and Sunday, June 27th, is a free fishing weekend in New York State. The second of 6 free fishing days recognized across the state each year that allow you to fish without a permit. This is an excellent opportunity to take advantage of it and lines right up with the end of the school year. My personal advice is to introduce someone to the sport who hasn't tried it already, or take your kid fishing if you typically need the permit. You don't have to go through purchasing the permit, and you can see if that individual or yourself is interested in the sport. This rule applies to residents and non-residents, so keep in mind if you have family from out of town also. Remember that even though it's a free fishing weekend, all other rules and regulations remain in effect. Remember, be sure to visit your local tackle shop for all your fishing needs for this weekend. Let's head out east with a report from Montauk with Captain Timothy O'Rourke. Tim?
Thanks, Matt. Well, greetings again, everyone from Montauk. It's been a really spectacular week out here. Just like last week, for whatever reason, Saturday seemed to be the bad weather day. Checked in with Dan from the Double D this week. He's got some nice pictures of some beautiful fluke he caught. Sea bass opened up today, so he showed me a couple nice sea bass photos. And then he's been crushing the big striped bass. He's been pulling up a lot of fish over 50 pounds pretty consistently, and that pretty much goes with all the charter guys out here working the rips, whether they're pulling wire or doing some live bait. In regards to the light tackle front, I had Alfonso Torres on Sunday. He came all the way from British Columbia. He'd never fly fished Montauk before, and he was not disappointed. We started the morning with pretty much bluefish up to 15 pounds, all in big packs, so like 100-200. Probably saw close to, I don't know, 500-600 fish Sunday morning. In regards to some upcoming events, again, we have the Kiwanis Club tournament in the end of July. That's a good one with the Friends of Aaron. That'll be at Uline's Marina. That's the Mercury Grand Slam. And then coming up, I know it's a ways off, but October 3rd, which is a Sunday, I'll be doing a Sage demo rod event, and that will be at the Montauk Lake Club. Last year, or 2 years ago when we had it, we had a good raffle. We raffled off a Sage rod and reel. On one sad note, Captain Skip Rudolph from the Adios, he had a little health situation happen this week. Currently, he's in Stony Brook Hospital. Anybody who's fished with Skip, he's a great guy, great fisherman. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we'll have a good positive report about Skip next week. Again, Matt, thanks to you. Back to you. Thank you. Everybody catch him up this weekend.
From Sag Harbor, we have Will and Andy.
Thanks, Matt. Report this week out of Sag Harbor. Weak fish still going strong. Striped bass are starting to be seen in better numbers and quality around our area, both in kind of day and during night. Lastly, fluking starting to really improve, which is great in the bay, pushing to Gardners and even out to Montauk, which is exciting for the rest of the season.
And the offshore bites finally picking up, both closer to shore and offshore for the bluefin. We even got some reports of mahi being caught. Really great sign for a kind of Gulf Stream coming up, offshore bite picking up. Don't forget, sea bass season starts soon. Great eating fish. We love them. We can't wait. So great things to come. Back to you, Matt.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. gorgeous, gorgeous day out for the opener for sea bass. Just came over Ponquag Bridge a few minutes ago. It's about 20 after 6 now when I'm filming this, and still a good number of boats out. Hampton Reef, pretty sure they got into them good. Everybody that's been doing any kind of wreck fishing has caught a lot of, really nice sized ones that were out of season until today. So I'll have the full report on things on that front next week, but I have a good feeling that everyone had a great day there. Fluke fishing continues to be pretty good in the Skinny Water west of Ponquag Bridge, also in Skinny Water to the east of Moriches Inlet. I haven't heard too much west of Moriches Inlet. Have seen a lot of party boats working. Haven't really heard though of people getting into too much there. Striped bass fishing's been a bit of a disappointment. The only legit catches I've heard of been out in really deep water. 70, 80 feet of water. Seems to be on sand eels. We do have bunker pods around. They're not huge, so maybe it's that. Who knows? But does seem like they might have skipped over us from Montauk with the epic fishing that's going on out there. Just a great live porgy bite and trolling, and just numerous 50-pounders being taken. I'm heading out tomorrow night. Really excited for that. Hope the east wind lays down. So I'm at Shinnecock Inlet now. I'm going to give it a try for fluke with some bucktails. See if, this full moon tomorrow night is really going to get things going. With the bigger tides, it's been good to kind of scout out the structure on the beach. I've worked some of it to kind of no avail. A couple of small stripers, got one in the back bay the other night. So they're pretty spread out when they are there, but at least for the beach with water temperatures moving up, we should start to see some fish there, even if they are below the slot size or right at slot size. So get out there this weekend, catch them up, enjoy. Once again, any questions about the fishing going on in your area, hit up any of us. You can reach me on social media, leave something in the comments below, and enjoy. Until next week, back to you, Matt. Thanks.
From Northport, we have Mark McGowan from Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle.
So many times when we have these fishing reports, we've got beautiful sunny backgrounds, wonderful experiences, giant fish, and sure, it's been great fishing, but I have to tell you, this week, Saturday blew my mind. I spent a beautiful day with Operation Real Heroes out of Huntington, and we just had such a wonderful experience sponsoring our wounded warriors, our veterans, and bringing them out for a day of fishing. I mean, man, you never saw so many beautiful smiles. I really implore everybody, please reach out to your local sponsor for Wounded Warrior events. Let's get these guys a really great time. I saw experiences. It was amazing. Have you ever seen somebody catch really big sea robins and not complain? A sea robin was the most exotic species in the whole world, and be like, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I did, and you can too. It's amazing to see. Sure, we caught a lot of really quality fish, and so did other people. But when you see the real American, somebody who gave so much for their country, something that brings freedom for all of us, it's so wonderful to give back. And I really implore you to reach out and do the best that you can. And until next week, I bid you all peace and always tight lines.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, here we are. Another day on one of these fabulous kettle ponds. This is actually out in Sears Bellows County Park. It was terrific. You really do need a watercraft. A lot of us brought kayaks and canoes, right? You could actually rent boats here. But we had a great time, until the rain, of course. It's Tuesday, thunder showers are coming. We're gonna eat a lunch and head home. But we did catch a ton of bluegills. A lot of perch also. No bass and no pickerel. And I believe it's because it was very hot today. You want to be you want to be there really at sunset, sunrise or sunset. And I'm going to be here in a few weeks camping with my wife. I can't wait to explore all the different ponds on the property. So as far as saltwater goes, well, they're still catching fish. Guys are catching some bluefish. They were in Reynolds Channel. you got to find them. They're not like the big schools that we used to have. I've seen, you know, out in Montauk, Captain Tinorak catch a bluefish. On the North Shore, Dave Flanagan, Captain Dave Flanagan, catching bluefish and stripers. Andrew Durr, out in Orient Point, same thing. He's actually working some of the flats. And of course, John McMurray hitting the tuna, running those big boats of his out there. So it's still a lot of fishing to be had. Get out there while you can and enjoy it. Tight lines, everybody.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Captain Al here, Fire Island report. Let's see, still have a weak fish bite down by Ocean Beach. A lot of shorts now with occasional keepers mixed in. Decent fluke bite inside. Have no reports from outside yet on fluke, but you know, there's some decent fish. I had a 23-inch fish this week and a keeper pretty much on every trip. Sea bass is now open with 3 fish per person at 15 inches, so go out there, get them on all those pieces outside on the Hempstead Reef, the Fire Island Reef. It should all be good. So still waiting for some bass to show up. There's still a lot to our west. Fire Island, it's been pretty scarce on the bass scene, but there's a couple around and it's worth fishing for. So that's about it for this week. Matt, take care. Talk to you next week.
From Oceanside, we have Captain Joey Leggio.
Hey Matt, what's going on, brother? So the report out of the Debs Inlet area. Well, today we're going to do it a little different. I'm going to go offshore to start this report because what's going on out there is pretty amazing. We have world-class thresher shark fishing. Guys, if you want to catch a thresher shark, now's the time to do it. Get on a charter, book a trip, and get out there. So some of the catches have been caught. First, let's congratulate Nicky No Time on his thresher. He had a look at my notes. He had a 234 thresher, and he took second in the Hudson Angler Shark Tournament. So congratulations to Nick and crew on that win. Some of the notable threshers this week that were caught were Johnny Conatello of Just Saying Sport Fishing. He had one that was 467 pounds. Also Pat over on the Forever Two Worlds, he had one that was 546.5 pounds. So guys, there is some threshers out there. Everybody I know that's going out is coming home with a fish, and they're all different size. You're getting them 50 pounds up to Patrick's 546.5 pounder. Great fish. Also, these threshers are very edible. You can eat them. It's not like these sharks are going to waste, so don't worry about it. Nothing is going to waste in a thresher shark. It's a lot of meat to eat. So I guess the whole block will be eating thresher. Back to now to the bays and stuff. The Fluke Fishing Reynolds channel has been really good. Beginning of the week was actually excellent. One of my trips, I took out the Diodario boys, and we had 71 fluke on a half-day trip, but only 4 keepers, but the action was incredible. As the week went on, the fishing winded down a little bit. The next trip I had Joe and Steph out with their family, and we only connected with 31 on that trip, and they had 2 keepers that time, which had 2 beautiful fish, 2 nice big ones. You can see Steph in the picture with those 2. Last week I forgot to talk about Steve Fernandez had a beautiful off the Breezy Point area, Jamaica Bay area, probably close to 10 pounder, so I'll send a picture of that one in too. I forgot to post that one last week. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Sea bass is opening now, so guys, get out there. Like I said in my previous reports, those reefs were loaded with sea bass. So now that it's open, go out there, now you can actually harvest them. It's pretty sickening throwing back these beautiful 2, 3, 4 pound sea bass. I mean, it's probably one of the best eating fish we have. Now we could actually harvest them, which is great. So get out there, the sea bass are definitely there. Anytime I was on that reef, boom, 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 double headers constantly of these beautiful sea bass. What else do I got to talk about? Oh, guys, the sea robins. If you catch those sea robins, guys, I just posted a video. Check it out on my YouTube page. Very edible. I tried it for the first time, making it into a drumstick. I have a video of how to do it, how to prepare it, and cut it. It was really good, I have to say. I took the sea robin. It wasn't a fillet. I made it actually look like a complete drumstick, and basically like a chicken leg, you know, and just ate it right off the bone. I put it in the air fryer, breaded it, a little breadcrumb seasoning, and I'm going to say it was good. Yes, and this is a fat guy, so of course everything's good for me, right? But no, it truly was excellent. The fish was excellent. The texture was great. The taste was great. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. But that's basically it for my report, guys. Get out there, get the fish. See, we're already coming into July, so season's coming by pretty quick. But hopefully you get some beautiful sea bass this weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon. Back to you, Matt.
How about this for a notable catch? 13-year-old Thomas Rooney caught this cobia on a capture headboat using 4-inch pink gulp grubs. It's that time of year where we start to see southern species start to show up in our waters. Now let's check in with Chris Ludwig to see if he has anything exotic. Chris?
Hey, thanks, Matt. What's going on, guys? So this last week was pretty good and it got real sharky out here. It started off with me and the boys pushing about 13 miles offshore looking for some sharks. All we got was one blue dog that wrapped us up in the lines real good, but that was still fun. Moving forward, my buddy Jason was on the board this year. He pulled the first sand tiger of the night. Last night he got it on a fresh bluefish chunk and it was a nice fish. Hopefully the bigger ones will be coming in soon. We'll see them. Also, as far as the fluke goes, I spoke to my buddy Rob from Long Island Outdoorsman and he gave me a pretty good sense of what's going on. It seems to be that the outside bite is not as good as the inside. All the charter boats and all the guys that are doing very well are staying deep inside the backwaters. They all seem to be doing very well in the standard gulp bucktail combo, and in my opinion you could take the same steps you would take to target striped bass in the early spring to do well with these fluke right now, being that they are in the areas that they are. Other than that, I hope everyone's doing well. See you all out there, and back to you, Matt.
Just a reminder that black sea bass season is now open in New York. They have a 3 fish per person bag limit at 15 inches. If you would like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we are looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting for around the New York Metro and Long Island area. So if you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact my producer at libayrat@gmail.com. Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, to be a subscriber to the Fisherman Magazine to be a part of our Dreamboat Contest and Coastal Kayak Clash. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index in the description for our specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. See you right here next week at thefisherman.com.
Steigercraft boats, built by people who fish our waters. Serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience right here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you.